Hi everyone, I'm Alvin, and today we're going to talk about how to find the Comet NEOWISE. Now, in case you're unfamiliar with comets, comets are essentially large bodies of ice and dust. Now, here's a photo of NEOWISE I took recently. The main body of NEOWISE, meaning a little ball shape on the top there, has a diameter of about 3 miles. That's about as long as a 5K run. NEOWISE and other comets like it live in the very far edges of the solar system. They orbit the sun just like planets do, except the orbits of comets are a lot longer than planets, simply because they live in the far edges of the solar system. Now here's a NASA diagram of the orbit of Comet NEOWISE. For example, it takes Earth 1 year to complete an orbit around the sun. NEOWISE, however, takes 6,800 years to complete one orbit around the sun. Now, as comets like NEOWISE approach the sun, they start to heat up and the ice begins to melt on its surface. The ice and dust eventually peels off the main body of the comet, and it forms this familiar tail that you associate with all comets. NEOWISE is actually a recently discovered comet. It was discovered by NASA back on March 27, 2020, by its Near-Earth Object Wide Field Infrared Survey Explorer. It's a mouthful, but it all stands for NEOWISE, and that's what the comet's named after. Now, why is there so much hype behind this comet? Well, one, it's the brightest comet to ever fly by Earth since the comet Hale-Bopp back in 1997. And two, NEOWISE actually already finished its orbit around the sun, and it's now headed back into the outer regions of the solar system at 144,000 miles an hour. It won't be back for another 6,800 years. So, unless you've discovered the fountain of youth or you fell into a Lazarus pit, if you view NEOWISE, it's probably the last time you'll be able to see it. It's literally a once-in-a-lifetime event. NEOWISE will actually make its closest approach to Earth today, July 22nd. It's going to be about 64 million miles away, roughly the distance between Earth and Mars. Now, no worries, if you can't view it today, you will still have opportunities to view the comet throughout the rest of the month. Alright, let's get to it. Now, here's how to find Comet NEOWISE. This is a simulation of the night sky on the evening of Wednesday, July 22, 2020, at 10 p.m. This is actually the day when NEOWISE will make its closest approach to Earth. Now, to find NEOWISE, first you need clear horizons facing the northwestern portion of the sky. Make sure you avoid tall trees or tall buildings that may get in the way of you viewing the northwestern portion of the sky. If you can get to a dark sky site about an hour away from the lights of a metropolitan area, that'll be even better. If you can't, try to find somewhere high, like a rooftop or maybe even a mountainside, just to be sure you have a nice view of the northwestern portion of the sky. Once you've settled on your location, try to find the Big Dipper, which is a star pattern in the constellation Ursa Major. The Big Dipper is essentially this giant pot in the sky. Once you're able to find this star pattern in the sky, lay your eyes on this star here, which is essentially part of the bottom of this pot. Once you do, scroll your eyes downwards in the sky, and eventually you should be able to see the Comet NEOWISE. The comet can actually be viewed without any equipment, simply with the naked eye. This is especially the case if you're in a dark sky site. But of course, the view will be even better if you have a pair of binoculars or a telescope. If you can't view the comet on July 22nd, you can still view it in the remaining days in July. But just note, as the days go on in July, the comet will be higher in the sky. And note its relationship to the Big Dipper. To help you find a comet in July, I recommend using a planetarium program just like this one. This one in particular is called Stellarium Web, and it's a free program online. I'll put a link to this program in the description below. That way it can help you find NEOWISE if you decide to view it on some other day besides July 22nd. Now when you actually view NEOWISE, it could look something like this. This is a photo I took when I viewed the comet back on Saturday, July 18th. Notice its relationship to the Big Dipper star pattern above. If you see this sight in person, it will be so awesome because it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and you won't be able to see this comet again because it will take 6,800 years for it to return. And that's all for today's episode. Don't forget to view NEOWISE before the end of the month. Until the next video, stay curious.